Hello my fellow YouTubers and subscribers, and welcome to my latest movie review, where today I review the latest movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantamania, otherwise known as Ant-Man 3. So, I apologise, it's been a while. I have been incredibly busy in my personal life, as per usual. I feel like a broken record saying it at this point, but honestly, basically you have to take me as I come, because I really do struggle today to find time to do these videos, so apologies for that. Hopefully you've seen at least a couple of other reviews that have come out from me recently. Anyway, Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, along with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, explore the quantum realm, where they interact with strange creatures and embark on an adventure that goes beyond the limits of what they thought was possible. And basically all of that leads to a massive confrontation with the big Marvel supervillain known as Kang, who, as we know, is going to be the big bad guy for the new Avengers films, which will come later on in the next 2 to 3 years. So, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantamania. Well, I was looking forward to this movie, I really was, and I have to admit, I was bitterly disappointed. I never expected the movie to be perfect. I certainly never expected it to be a masterpiece, but oh, oy vey. I can see where those reviews are coming from now. I like Ant-Man as a superhero. The first movie was good, because I was genuinely surprised by the first movie, because they made something what I thought was going to be an absolutely silly concept. They made the best out of a silly concept. It was really cool. Like, the technology behind the suit and everything. I thought, yeah, that I can dig that. I like that. And I thought that the first 2 films were great heist movies. They were great fun movies, and you could just watch them and they'd be a great laugh and a great fun adventure. The second movie was very much similar to that as well, and they both had somewhat of a sentimental tone with the father-daughter stuff as well. This movie is not so much a heist, it's more of a sci-fi fantasy action film, I guess. To be honest, I don't really know. It's hard to really define what Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania really wants to be. The film, to me, feels so unfocused. It feels like it's going in all sorts of directions, and it can't really grapple this thing down. Ultimately, the biggest drawback I have with this film is that it just feels like a setup movie. It just feels like filler. It doesn't really feel like Ant-Man 3. It feels like Kang's first movie. It feels like he's more of the central character in this film. The film is once again directed by Peyton, and honestly, yeah, it doesn't feel like they really spent a lot of time on this, to be perfectly honest. As for the cast, they do a good job. Paul Rudd is back as Scott Lang, although again, the writing is just not, it's very subpar. I feel like the script is very by the numbers. What you would expect from Marvel, you know, with the humor and the one-liners, although the humor this time feels very tired. To be perfectly honest, I didn't laugh at all during this film. I found it very dull, very hard to stay interested in this film. But thankfully Paul Rudd pulls off a charismatic performance, and the best scenes are honestly with him and Kathryn Newton, who plays his daughter, who plays Cassie. The father-daughter stuff is quite nice, although there could be a bit more drama there, but when those moments are on screen, I was like, okay, the film does have some of that sentiment that the first 2 had, but yeah, it's I kind of needed more, please. For me, aesthetically, this movie is, I mean, it's fine, but I didn't really want to be reminded of the Star Wars prequels. I say that because most of this movie is filmed in front of a green screen, and to me it just lacks so much soul. I mean, yeah, they're in the quantum realm and it's kind of hard to build that as a set, but at the same time, the movie lacks any kind of style, any kind of design. It's just a load of random aliens and visual effects. There's no structure to this world. The world building is all over the place. They just literally threw in everything but the kitchen sink, and they expect us to go along with it, and I'm just thinking, well, I can't, because there are so many shots in this film that look like Coruscant, you know, that big city planet in Star Wars. There's shots that look like Coruscant. There's also a scene which reminds me of Mos Eisley Cantina in a bar with Bill Murray. So, yeah, I just don't feel like the world building is all that original, to be honest. Bearing in mind, okay, we did see glimpses of the quantum realm in previous Marvel films, the first 2 Ant-Man films specifically, but this movie just trugs along, and it just doesn't go anywhere. That's my problem. There's so little plot. It's a very paper-thin story, and I just didn't find enough to get interested in. I didn't care about the backstory with Kang and Janet Van Dyne, you know, Michelle Pfeiffer's character, considering the fact that the backstory revolves around them two, Kang doesn't really have much of a quarrel with her. They don't have many dramatic scenes. They just try to forcefully make him more of Scott's enemy, which I can understand, because obviously Scott is the protagonist. But at the same time, Janet is the one who, you know, he has a quarrel with, because she tried to stop him. So to me, the writing is just all over the place. Like, I didn't feel like the climax had any weight to it, because they're these two characters fighting who don't have any major reason to fight, other than the fact that, you know, Scott's family are in danger. You know, it's very thin. And as for the character of MODOK, I won't reveal the twist as to who it actually is. I must admit, when I was watching it, I was thinking, oh, that guy? Oh, wait, so that character who we previously saw, who no one really cared about, that guy? You thought that was a good twist? Yeah, so I was indifferent towards that twist. I mean, I had nothing against MODOK being in the film, and he was fine in the film, but again, he was there for fan service. There was no character arc. I don't feel like any of the characters have any character journey. Scott Lang is the same person at the beginning of the movie as he is at the end of the film. He's living his life with his family. What can you say? So, the script is just not very good. It really isn't. The action sequences feel so dull and repetitive. It's the same sequence over and over again. There are moments of enjoyment, of course. There are moments of bliss with the action, but it's very few and far between. And again, like I said, the creatures don't make any sense in this film. They're so random. And there's this one creature which is like like a jelly blob or something, and it has holes in it. And there's this joke about the jelly blob having holes in. You know, what, really? The movie comes off as a complete cartoon. For me, it's such a come down after the first two movies, because at least anyone could watch the first two movies. I feel like this one was geared more towards younger people. It feels like they didn't really treat their audience with as much intelligence as they had previously. I have to admit as well, though, the actors do try. Michael Douglas, I mean, he's wasted. He doesn't get much to do in the film, and neither does Evangeline Lilly as Hope. They are completely wasted. They are sidelined in their own film. There's nothing that happens between them. No drama. Nothing. And Scott and Hope's relationship, what can I say? It's barely explored. Let's be honest. But like I said, even Michelle Pfeiffer has nothing to do. She's there for the story, but then she kind of, if it isn't, they've just kind of, she's there as a plot device, but then they don't do anything with her character. So the whole thing is pointless. This whole thing is a filler movie. It's there to set up what is yet to come. As for Kang himself, Jonathan Majors, he's fine. You know, I have no issue with his performance. He's okay, you know, serviceable enough. To be honest, this whole movie, the whole purpose of this movie was to get to the end credit sequences. Not because the movie was crap, but just because it's, again, setting up what was yet to come. So, yeah, I just don't feel like this one was given as much thought. I'm really disappointed. I was really looking forward to this film. It was one of my most anticipated films, and they let me down. What can I say? I mean, I suppose we got a Guardians 3 trailer to make up for it, but still, like I said, you know, pretty visuals and some entertaining action do not a good movie make. I feel like this is a very mediocre movie, and I'm really surprised, actually, how much I didn't like it, because I was really hoping for it to just be something at least as fun as the first two, but this is easily the worst Ant-Man film yet. It's not terrible, it's not god-awful, but I mean, it's harmless, but the story is so paper thin, the characters are bland, they don't get any development. The script is just very mediocre. And they say a film is only as good as its script. This script needed a rewrite. It definitely needed more substance. And again, the visual world just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. Again, passing moments of entertainment, but not enough. So, overall, I can't really give this movie a pass. I just can't. I really want to, but as for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I'm gonna have to give it a 5 out of 10. But anyway, that's just my opinion. If you like it, then that's fine. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know. We'll have a great civil discussion. Please hit the like and subscribe button for future content. And stay tuned for more movie reviews to come in the future. So until next time, I'm Pajak's Perspective. See ya. Bye for now.